Okay, so we may have to be on loan for this call because I did a pre-call before this. It's about 37 minutes for the students that miss that. I seem to have too many students that didn't understand the assignment from week 7. And so I
Oh,
went in and found the form and just kind of walked through the form with you guys on what it is you need to do on the assignment. Some people got it right, some people didn't get it right. I don't know what was going on and where the people that didn't get it or were so confused about it were in their academic journey, meaning have they been here a while? Was this their first class? You know, exactly what is going on. And so I also noticed with the template, and we're still having that same challenge where people are not, they're keeping that template and just saying one word or so, and that's not how you answer these things. And you still, in college, you still have to give credit, you got to give them credit for it. Otherwise, that's known as plagiarism. And people need credit for what they're doing. Even now, I get so confused. I had to stop what I was doing. I had this contest called the Miss Badass contest going. And not be cursing, it's not a curse word. It's
mhm,
actually a term now that's in style because we
mhm.
have so many women out here that are just up on their game, but they're not being recognized. And so I went to do that, and I knew there was a book called Badass by Jan
Mhm.
Serino. And but I'm not going from her standpoint of how she says it, but the word itself, badass, is not a trademark name, so you can still use
Right.
it. But at the same time, I still had to go through and see if what I was trying to do was trademarked in any way, and it's not. But that's a lot of money. You still have to pay. I paid $700,000 to find out is this trademarked anywhere because I
Wow.
want to use it. But to show you the importance of people will sue you if they find that you're using their material. Or in school, we get being with plagiarizing something, and I don't want you to go through that. Even in
Right.
my class, even though my class has a lot of templates that you're using, you got to learn how to answer the questions without holding that template in place to answer the question. Um, Also, um, just answering with one word is not appropriate. You need to make a sentence out of it, as you will see that I demonstrated on the video. So when you get a chance, please watch the video because I think the video will help you with the additional assignments that you have in the class. In addition to this, I want to make sure that you guys understand that all of the assignments that we've been doing, the journal entries and all of that, if you look forward, I think it's week 10, and I'll try to pull it up now, we have to combine all of that into a big document that we have to resubmit in the class. So a lot of what you're doing is preparing yourself for that final assignment that we have to do in the class. And like I said, I believe it's due in weeks 9 or 10. Let me go, and I think it's week 10. I want to make sure. Yeah, it's your assignment 4, and it's due in week 10. And in assignment 4, that's due in week 10, it is your personal development plan worksheet. I'm gonna see, can I let me see, can I show it to you that I pulled up so that we'll have reference for it. It's assignment 4, and it's due in week 10, as you'll see on my monitor. Um, with assignment 10, you have, let's show, okay, you have the personal development game plan, which includes all of the assignments and journal entries that we have done throughout this class. So your personal development plan worksheet that you saved to your computer from the first assignment that we did, to follow the directions in the worksheet to complete the personal development game plan. You save your assignment. It tells you how to save the assignment. Excuse me. This is your game plan assignment. But all of the in the same game let me back up. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I get this correct with you. Now, on the monitor, you're going to see your name, just how we would do stuff at Strayer and writing a paper. You list your top 3 values. If you recall, we did this in weeks 1 or 2, where we talked about our values. We talked about all of the stuff that we've done, important because of you. All of this has already been done. All you're doing is putting it here. Your passion, we have already done that, if you recall. Your DISC profile, we did that already. Leadership style, we just finished that in week 7. And purpose statement, we did that earlier in the quarter and doing a purpose statement. Your action plan, milestones, all of that we have already done. Now it says putting your purpose into practice. You use approximately 250 words to describe 3 main takeaways, key facts, points, or ideas from this course, and how you would apply these takeaways to your personal and professional life in the future. Put your response in the space provided below, and it says, congratulations for completing this game plan. So all of that needs to be in there, but you have done all of these assignments up to week 10, basically in another week and in one of the other assignments. So I don't want you to, forget about this. If I was some of you, I would have already probably started this process of putting this in this worksheet as you were completing the work. So, but if you haven't started it already, I would go back and I would start doing this. I would start going back through and completing this. We are in week 8 right now, as you'll see on your monitor. This is week 8. And in week 8, you have your final journal entry, and which is creating a SMART goal assignment. And we talked about goals this past week in week 7. Now it's time to put those goals in place. So if we think about it, this will be your last journal entry assignment. So we're going to take all of those assignments we did in weeks 2, weeks 4, week 6, week 7, and now in week 8, and we're going to put all of that in that assignment that we have due in week 10. Okay, so don't wait till week 10 to get this done, because I don't have much time to grade it. I won't be able to accept really late assignments. Like some people think sometimes they have things going on, they need more time. Let's plan ahead on this one, okay? And you want to plan ahead. This course has been all about you. It was no way in this course for anyone to fail unless they want to fail this course. The course, again, is very much about you. And if you've been doing this course all along and really taking time to put into you, I think that you're going to walk away with a marvelous development plan that you can sit down and go over with anyone and know exactly where you are, where you're going, what your next steps are in life, and you feel more assured about yourself. We have so many people who don't feel good about themselves, don't even understand where they are, where they're going, or what needs to happen. This course should help you to kind of map out those things that have been so unclear to you. So with that said, are there any questions? Tina, any questions?
No, ma'am, I have none.
No, ma'am.
Okay, Tina, by the way, great job. You and Penny both. I don't know, Tanya, if I've graded your paper yet, but I do remember seeing Tina's and Pam's papers. I thought they did a great job on your assignments. I love reading what you said about yourselves. Yolanda, any questions?
No, not so far.
Okay. I know you just jumped on. What I just talked about, the ladies, Pam and I think Tina were on all along, but Tanya and you and Yolanda just joined a few minutes ago. I just walked through that the week 10 assignment. This week is goals, creating and SMART goals. So after you finish this assignment this week, or as you're going along, Everything that you have done up to this point, you're going to document in your week 10 paper. You're just going to basically copy and paste over the things that you've already talked about from those previous papers into this one big document that you'll have in week 10. And that's the assignment in week 10. And you have to say, 250 words you have to say about, a paragraph you have to write about yourself, 250. I think that's about 250 words, a paragraph or two about yourself, to pull that all together. And it's basically stating what you've learned about yourself. And you guys can watch the video where I went over that earlier and see the video as to what I'm talking about now into more detail. But I would say, since week 10 is going to be really close to, it's right there at week 11, and we're going to be knocking this out. I really won't be able to accept a lot of late assignments on week 11, because I have to get those grades out to everybody in a timely manner, and we don't have a lot of time to get that done. So I would really start, because you've already had a pre-start with the things that we're already doing. After this week 8, I start putting all that stuff in that assignment folder. I start putting everything and getting it ready for my week 10 assignment. And I would start posting those for some of you, in case you have other papers that's due in week 10 and other classes. I would go ahead, if I could, and post week 10's paper in week 9, because you've already done all the work basically, and all you're doing is writing 250 words. That's my suggestion. So it don't stress you out and all of that. And you really have time to think about yourself and what this class has meant to you, and where you are on your journey, on your self journey. Not necessarily about academic journey. This class was all about you. And as I stated again to everyone a few moments ago, there's no reason for anyone to fail this class. There's no reason really for anyone to make less than an A or a B in this class, because this has been all about you and talking about you and what you like and what you don't like. And so this is one of the easiest classes there could be, but it's, for some people, it's one of the hardest classes because they don't like talking about themselves. But hopefully after the 11 weeks are over, you understand the importance of talking about yourself and knowing who you are in everything that you do.
So quick question.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
for week 10, 9 for the journal, that's week 9, right?
It's due. No, the week 8 is your journal. This week is the last journal entry assignment. And then week 9, there's nothing due, but I'm recommending that you guys turn in your week 10 assignment in week 9 if you can, so that you have time to focus on whatever other classes you have and getting that done. Okay.
So you say more or less you're just copying and paste what we've already done in the weeks prior,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. That's exactly what you're doing.
In week 10?
In week 10. You're copying and pasting what you've done in those previous week, the answers that you provided there, into that final document.
Okay, I'm sorry, and it states that where the information where you need it from and all of that.
Basically, yeah, it's talking about your goals, because you talked about your goals. You gotta remember what assignment you talked about your goals in, which is this assignment. Where you talk about your goals. And it talks about the DISC assessment.
Oh, right, okay.
It talks about your leadership style and what was your leadership style and what you said about that. Not just one word, it needs to be a sentence now, or 2 or 3. And then it talks about your values. We talked about our values. We talked about what things we put it in, on that value worksheet in week 2 or 3. We put things in order. I think it was week 3. We put things in order where we stood and what we wanted. Values. We name things. So basically every assignment that we've done through week 8 is in that final document.
Oh, starting from week 8.
Starting, in week 10, everything that we've done weeks 1 through 8 is every assignment.
Every assignment.
Yes, ma'am. And we have had, let me go back up here. We had, I'll go back and tell you guys so that you're familiar with what I'm talking about. In week 2, we did the first journal entry in week 2.
Okay, so starting at week 2, okay.
Yes, ma'am. And that week we did purpose statement in week 2 was our purpose statement. And that was in week 2's journal. All right.
Right.
And our week 3, we had, let's see, week 3 was values, understanding your values.
Okay.
We did that in week 3. It was understanding your values, where we downloaded the assessment of the worksheet, and we did that in week 3. Okay. Week 4, we talked about passion. In week 4 in passion, we had a discussion there. We did not have an assignment. And that assignment, our assignment wasn't due to week 5.
Okay.
So in week 5, so that's 2 and 3, we had assignments. And week 5, we did, seems like just yesterday, doesn't it? Whew. In week 5, we did the DISC assessment in week 5, and we reflected on what we had in our values. I take that back. In week 4, we kind of mapped out some values and stuff on a spreadsheet. We did that, but it wasn't for, you didn't have to turn stuff in until week 5. Last week, week 6, no, week before last, we did assignment, we talked about assignment 3, which was due last week, which is the leadership style. And so we did leadership style this past week in week 7. And now in week 8, we're doing the, we're doing our, submitting our SMART goals, which we talked about SMART goals in a discussion post, but now we're submitting those SMART goals in week 8 journal assignment. Does that make sense to you guys? Are you guys there?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. I guess as long as it tells us where to get, yeah, I think it should be fine. I mean, yeah, I would imagine so.
I don't think, remember, okay, last week we talked about goals, right? Do y'all remember last week we talked about goals?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I'm gonna pull up the worksheet so we can see, because
Okay.
I want you guys to get it right on the first time. It's worth 175 points. So if you don't post this or you don't get it right, you won't really pass this class. It says click here, just like it said for this past assignment. Click here, personal development game plan. So I clicked there. And there I pulled up these instructions. So I don't know anybody who can see my monitor, if you can see what I'm talking about. So that's the personal development game plan.
There is nothing.
I cannot see your monitor.
I can't see it either.
Really?
Yeah, there's nothing. You're still on where it says assignment 4, personal development game plan.
Okay, I pulled up another sheet. So, okay. So you can't see the doc that I'm pulling up. So let me stop sharing and share again, and that will help us. Okay. Share. Okay. Here's the document. Okay. So in this document, see, you're gonna use this because it's trying to teach you guys how to write out your cover page and all of that. This will be one of the earlier classes. So this assignment is 9 pages in length, including the title page. Please remember to complete all 9 pages of this assignment. Establishing clear values is important when deciding how to live and lead effectively. Using your response from assignment 1, week 3, identify your top 3 values and explain why they are important to you. You already did this assignment in assignment 1. If you did it well, you're going to do it well here. Okay? Using 50 words, you put the top 3 values. Using 50 to 100 words, explain why each value is important to you. Value 1 is important to me because. Number 2 is important to me because. And number 3 is important to me because. Okay?
Mhm.
Now your passions. Your passion is the fuel or energy that keeps you going or keeps you filled with meaning, happiness, and excitement as you pursue your goals in life. Complete the table by identifying the 5 things that you are passionate about. If you recall, you did 10 things you were passionate about before.
Mhm.
So here, you should be able to put this here. And you also talked about what your career matches were on those things. Do you remember this assignment?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, okay. Then
So what, I have a question. Will we just choose 5 out of the 10 or our top 5 or what?
yes, that's what I would do.
Okay.
And you wrote about which ones you like and what careers you saw yourself doing. I think
Right.
the last paragraph was what careers you saw yourself doing.
Right.
Okay, and then the next section is the DISC profile, and we talked about the DISC: priorities, motivators, stressors, strengths of in delegating, challenges in delegating. You all did the profile, so you're going to go to your profile and you're going to look for what answers are the best answers for that, right? I'm sorry, guys. So you're going to go to the DISC and you'll see it. Did it pause? Can you still see my monitor?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and so you're gonna go to that disc and answer the questions that's pertaining. I'm sorry, where's the disc at? I lost my page. Yeah, my mouse got connected from me there for a moment. Oh gosh, I think it went to one of the other sheets instead of the sheet I still wanted. Okay, here we go. Here's the disc, and it says if you go back to your disc profile and look for the answers to all of these questions, they should be there. Okay, based on your results in challenges in delegating section of your DISC report, choose one of your challenges and describe how you might work to improve this over time using approximately 100 words. Explain your response in the space. Okay, now when it's telling you to use how many words, you want to do that because on my side, I'm going to be checking, seeing if you have 100 words, or if you got 25 words, or 50 words, or whatever, because it's going to tell me I have to do that because that's what the assignment called for. Now, leadership style. And leadership style, we just did that this past week in week 7. And it's leadership style 1, you have 2 and 3. Oh, just two leadership styles at once here. So you pick your top 2 leadership styles and talk about those. 100 words for each style. Your purpose statement, and your purpose statement would be as you went into your goals for this week in your journal and you talked about what your goal was, you're more than likely going to talk about what your purpose is. Your goals kind of establish what your purpose, what you want your purpose to be. And so here you're going to go ahead and talk about what your purpose is, what you see your purpose as. So Tina, based on everything that you've done in the course, what do you think your purpose is so far? If you have to think about it on the top at the top of your head.
Helping others.
Okay.
I've always wanted to help people, whether it's guidance or giving them some type of spiritual message. It just always been embedded in me to help people. I don't know how I'm supposed to help people, but I know that's what I want. That's what I want to do.
Very good. So there is where you would write that. Even if you say, I don't know how or where, I just wrote exactly what you just said.
Okay.
All right. Because that's an honest answer. Goals and action plan. So go write your career smart goals that you did in your journal entry from week 8. So you're going to go through all of this in week 8 where you're doing the journal entry on your goals, and you'll put that there. And the last thing you're going to do, which I said is 250 words, is describe the 3 main takeaways, key facts, points, or ideas from the course. And if I was going to do this, I'd just go back and look at from this. If I was doing this assignment myself, I talk about what I learned. I learned what my leadership, what my strengths were in leadership. You kind of restating what you have up top. I learned what my values were. I learned what my purpose is. I learned what my goals are. And I learned the values that I have. All of these things help make me the person that I am. Just restating everything that you just talked about up above. Yes, just that easy. And what's my game plan of for completing getting these things, and how will I apply these in my personal and professional life? In my professional life, I would use my leadership strengths, and my professional and personal life, I would use my leadership strengths to make sure that I am working with people in the right way by understanding what my leadership style is and allowing them room to give, if they're leading on something, give them to space to lead, and not, especially if my dominant leadership style is authoritarian, then I want to make sure I give people the space to lead and not be so authoritative in their view, so that they have opportunity to lead well. If my style is coercive or partnershiping with people, then I would say my style there, I would use it in my professional environment to make sure I'm partnering with others to come up with solutions to problems, or partnering with others to come up with innovative or creative solutions to new opportunities that we see. Am I making sense?
Yep.
Okay. But you can see why I'm saying, hopefully do it in week 9 if you can, because I think you're going to get more bang for your buck by doing it in week 9. I don't think there's a class, unless it's HR, that has a paper due in week 9. Most classes have week 8 and 10 papers. So if you can get it done in week 9 and do your other paper in week 10, I think you'll be doing yourself a service, because this is more important on your personal behaviors and stuff to help you in the long run. This is a document that you'll take with you and have forever. Okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
You sure?
Okay.
That sounds.
Yeah.
I may have questions later.
Yeah, it's just going, I mean, it makes sense, but it's just going back to remember which week you're in and pulling that information and that's all. I mean, it's nothing alarming or anything like that. It's just remember, going back and putting that information and remembering which week you have to put it in.
Yeah.
So, but that's the biggest part, but it shouldn't be anything
Do you all
mind-boggling.
like folders that say, like I have a folder that say JGR 100.
Mm-hmm.
Do you all keep a folder by your classes?
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, I mean, I don't.
I do.
Yeah.
I keep a folder.
Yeah, that probably would be very helpful, but yeah, I did.
So in the future, keep your folder. You can make one now that say JGR 100, and you put every paper that you've written or your discussion posts in that folder for JGR.
Yeah, that would be smart. Yeah, that makes sense. That does definitely make sense.
Yeah, and because when I do that, when you're writing this, it becomes so easy to write it because you've already done all that work. even
Right.
in your discussion post somewhere, you've written something that makes so much sense to put down there in your purpose and in practice. But in the future classes, if you do this, we might have missed our opportunity on this one. But in future classes, create your folder when you first start that class or before you get started with the class. You put your course syllabus in there and you start writing all your discussion posts. You copy and paste the discussion post question in your folder in a document. You have like discussion posts. I mean, actually set up you something called discussion posts, a Word document called discussion posts. And then don't sell your information now. You put discussion posts and you every discussion post you come to, you put it in that Word document, and then you're able to just start typing out the answers that you have there. Typically in school, I don't care what year you're in, or if you're in an undergrad, grad, PhD program, things are going to come back up usually in that final paper, or things will come back up that you want to go back to. And you said, well, I already talked about this before. And it just gives you another way of looking at it later when you come back to it later. And then you can put all that together. Having these folders, I have every folder I've ever done in every class through grad school, undergrad school. And those things help me in this day and time to be able to write articles, to do research, to do a lot of stuff that I don't have to research or pull up again. I have to do additional research, but it's not as cumbersome as it would be if I had not saved all that information that I did, that I couldn't plagiarize, that I, got my grade on. It was my work, my words from me, even if I had made some mistakes. And then the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is make sure you have Grammarly downloaded. It's just so important. It's going to go through and check things and make it right. For this quarter, I've been just kind of scaling on and moving on, but on some things. But if I was really doing my grammar check like I need to, I mean, we'd have a lot of people that, a lot of us, we have a lot of mistakes in our writing. And we are college students now. And so we have to be careful, and we're supposed to be doing, practicing good communication so that when we're in the world of work or somewhere else, people understand that we understand how to communicate in writing. And that's a huge thing now, since we're, and many of the jobs we're working from home, or somebody we work with is working from home. So we're having to communicate online in written form, so much so that it's so important that we do know how to, do proper sentence structures and punctuation and things of that nature. All right. Ladies, any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Not now.
Yes,
Maybe later.
Okay. Tanya, you've been awfully quiet.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
Any questions you have?
No, it was great explanations.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Penny, Tina, Yolanda, and Tanya, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And I will send this out along with the other video that I did on the pre-coffee, the coffee brew, is that what I call that one? Because the coffee was brewing before the coffee conversation.
Oh, he always wants to be near you.
Okay.
Okay, have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.